We're good.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming. The Bozeman Police Department truly wants to express their condolences to the family for the events that happened earlier this morning. These are tragic events that in a community affects everybody in a community. It affects the police department, it affects everyone living in a community. We recognize that, and we certainly understand, try to understand the sorrow that the family is feeling, and we recognize and send our condolences to the family. It is a tragic event. The police department is investigating a deliberate homicide, domestic violence related deliberate homicide. Domestic violence does affect everyone in our community, and we take it very seriously. We recognize that domestic violence is prevalent in our community, and when we see something like this with domestic violence, it is the one event that we always try to prevent. And as we look forward to domestic violence, we look towards our partners in helping us to move forward with domestic violence and find prevention, and to find ways to help domestic violence victims in our communities. And that's really what this is about. We had some events early this morning. We had received a phone call, a 911 call from a gentleman who said that he received some information that there was a possible homicide at 1995 Buckrake. Our police officers responded and found a 37-year-old female, Darcy Buhmann, who was deceased at that residence with what appears to be gunshot wounds. Our officers at the time recognized a possible suspect in that case, and Anthony Fagiano, and they began to look for him, unable to find him, and then at approximately 5 o'clock in the morning, about 5:20 in the morning, he showed up at the Law and Justice Center where officers interviewed him, and he confessed to killing Miss Buhmann with a rifle. He was put into custody, and he was interviewed, and he is being charged with deliberate homicide at this time. We've had a lot of partners that are helping us with this investigation. This investigation not only includes Bozeman Police Department, but it also includes Gallant County Sheriff's Office, the Coroner's Office, and other partners within our community. Again, we recognize the importance that in domestic violence that the Help Center plays in our community. We recognize the importance of Haven and the Helpline and all of those partners in our community where domestic violence is affected, and we certainly recognize that. As we move forward, what you can expect from our police department and others involved is that we will continue to investigate this tragic event. The best thing that we can do as a police department is to do as thorough of investigation as we can for the victim and for our community and for the family in this case, and that's exactly what we intend to do. We currently have detectives who are on scene and doing an active investigation into this event. They'll likely be there for some time. We have some of the details that have revealed to you in an affidavit of probable cause in this case. We expect to get more details as the investigation goes forward, and as those details come out, we will release those details as we can, and the details that we can investigate in that case. It's important for our community to know that we do have a suspect who is in custody, and for us all to do the best that we can move forward in our community and try to find ways to deal with domestic violence in our community. So if you guys have any specific questions, I'll try to answer those for you.
Was there anyone else in the house at the time of the shooting other than the defendant and the deceased?
So as far as some of the details of the investigation, I'm not at liberty to reveal those at this time. What is revealed to you in the charging document is what I'm going to reveal to you now. I just want you to know it is under investigation. It's the top priority for our police department to investigate this case, and our officers and detectives will be putting a lot of time into this investigation to to find justice for our community and for the victim.
The rifle that was stolen, when was it stolen?
So we're still investigating the details that surround the report of the stolen rifle, and we're still looking into those very important details.
She had 2 children, I believe. Are they safe?
The children are safe. Yes.
Can you tell us who they're with?
Not at this time. They are safe, yes.
She had a restraining order that was currently in place against the defendant. Since the time that the restraining order went into effect until today, have there been any reported contacts between her and the defendant prior to this day?
So we're looking into that. Those are important parts of this investigation that we will try and piece together as we move through this. And orders of protection are common in our community as related to domestic violence, and it's one of those things that our officers take very seriously, and we are looking into those details, and we're seeing how that will fit into the overall picture of the investigation.
Can you tell us more about Fagiano's previous criminal history?
I can't.
And can you tell us maybe more about the victim?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that at this point.
What kind of vehicle was he driving that was mentioned in the affidavit that was left, that was found in the parking lot of the Law and Justice Center?
I don't have the exact details of the vehicle description on me. I apologize.
Was it a black car though? Was it the one that was in the driveway this morning?
No.
No. Okay.
When was the last time something like this happened?
We occasionally do have cases of domestic violence, and that can lead to homicide. It's a rare event in our community. I think that's one of the reasons that we all live in this community. We also recognize as a community that domestic violence can be one of the most volatile situations that people can deal with based on the emotions that surround domestic violence and based on the volatility around it. So we have had cases in the past. I don't have the last specific case that we've had, but it's certainly those things that do happen from time to time.
When was the last homicide that the Bozeman Police Department investigated? I think I know the answer to that question, but just want to confirm.
I think the last homicide that we had was the Cody Little homicide.
I was reading the affidavit of probable cause. It seems like it was a very brutal murder. She was hiding in the closet, and she was shot twice in the stomach and in the head. Have you seen anything like this ever happen before?
It's rare in our community. I would agree with you that this is a very tragic and brutal event. Somebody said to me, "This doesn't make sense," and I would absolutely agree that it's difficult to make sense of an investigation like this for all of us, and it'd be difficult to try and make sense of that. But I would agree with you that this, the events surrounding this are not good.
Can you give a few more details about how he turned himself in? Was he just hanging out, or?
He came to the Law and Justice Center on his own and turned himself in to the Law and Justice Center and approached our police officers who brought him into the interview room and conducted an interview with him, at which time he told us the details of the event.
And I know silly details, but how do you turn yourself in at like 5:20 in the morning? Everything's all locked up, right?
He came to the Law and Justice Center and made contact with officers who were outside the Law and Justice Center.
I was told that this woman might have had a dog. Did you guys find that at all in the home?
I don't have any of those details. I don't know. Again, I thank you guys for coming. As we look into this, if there's other things that we can release, we'll certainly reach out to you and let the community know.
Do you know the ages of her children?
I don't.
They're young children.
I think they're young children. Young children.
Do you know if they, sorry, one last question. Do you know if they've been, the suspect and the woman, they've not, do you know how long it was since they were in a relationship? How long ago those?
I don't know the exact details of surrounding the specifics of the relationship. They had been in a past relationship. Thanks, appreciate it.